Good morning, everyone. My name is Lisa Christofferson, and I'm the membership manager at the Utah Safety Council. We are very happy to be here today. So thank you so much for joining us. The mission of the Utah Safety Council is to save lives by promoting safety and health through education, services, and products. Start with Safety is our monthly webinar. Each month on the first business day of the month at 10 a.m. we like to get into good habits by starting the month by talking about safety. And so we talk about kind of a relevant safety topic, and we talk about what's happening with the Utah Safety Council and upcoming ways to use your membership benefits. And so that's how we like to start the month, and that is our monthly Start with Safety webinar. So that is what we are doing. It is June 1st. So our topic this month is going to be National Safety Month, and we're excited to get started about to talk about that. So just a couple of things really quick. This month, we're talking about National Safety Month, and a lot of the things that we're going to talk about, there are resources, and we're going to say request these resources. We're recording this webinar and we're going to share it. So we're going to continue to say request these resources. However, if you've joined us before for Start with Safety, you know that if you've signed up online, we will send you an email at the end with the resources that we discussed. So if you signed up for Start with Safety already, we'll kind of put all these things into a zip file and we will share that like we usually do. So if you joined that way, you are good. If you got an email from me this morning though, or if you got something forwarded to you and you're just logging in and you didn't sign up through the website, that's great, and we're super happy to have you. But just when we say if you want these resources, you need to request them, you do need to still request them. So an easy way to do that is just reply to the email I sent this morning, send us something to Safety, or check out our website. Instructions are there as well. So just know that when we say request the resources, that's kind of what we're talking about. But if you already have signed up for this webinar and you kind of had planned on it and went through the website, you'll get those automatically, hopefully by the end of the day. So that is the plan. All right, so speaking of that, we do have our chat function. So if anybody has any questions about anything that we're talking about, that's the easiest way. A couple of us will be monitoring the chat for each other. So just shouting out in the chat if you have a question. Most likely if you have a question, somebody else has a similar one. So make sure to use that option if anything comes up that we might be forgetting. So with that, as I mentioned before, we are going to talk this month about National Safety Month. And so just looking back and seeing kind of where that originated, where that come from, and why we do it. The first thing that I do when I don't know is I ask Brandy, because she knows everything. So I'm going to introduce Brandy Crockett. She's our VP of Operations, and she has been at the Utah Safety Council for the longest out of all of us, and so she knows a lot about what the history is and what works for people, and great ways to celebrate celebrate National Safety Month. So I asked her to be our subject matter expert this month and talk to us a little bit about National Safety Month. So Brandy, if you don't mind, please talk to us a little bit about National Safety Month.
Okay, perfect. So I'm always excited for June for lots of reasons, right? It gets warm, it's we can start to do fun things outside, but I'm always excited for National Safety Month. It's something fun that we've done for many, many years. And so, but I think it's especially exciting this year because this year is the 25th anniversary of National Safety Month. It began in 1996 to increase awareness of the safety and health risks, and ultimately decrease the number of unintentional injuries and deaths in the United States. And so it's been something strong that the Utah Safety Council has participated in, and we've encouraged all of our members traditionally, to do something within their workplaces. The overall goal of National Safety Month is just to raise public awareness of safety. It's pretty simple. And so National Safety Council and the Utah Safety Council, what we're looking to do is just looking to work with individuals and organizations to share this information on a broad level, encourage people to take a larger role in safety, in their own personal safety and safety of others. So that's kind of the general goal of what we're trying to accomplish together this June. And every National Safety Month, they usually come up with emphasis areas or topics that you cover each week. So for this year, you can see up on your screen, NSC again has identified those focus areas. So week 1, it's about preventing incidents before they start, identifying risks, and then being proactive. And so these, we go through these, you'll see they're kind of broad enough that you can customize this to your own workplaces. And so keep that in mind as we go through all of these. As week 2 is addressing ongoing COVID-19 safety concerns. So by now we're all very well aware of different COVID precautions that we've had to take in our own personal lives and our workspaces. And those are going to continue as we've learned. So, but it's, kind of relating how people are returning to their workplace, to their workspace, and mental health. That's been a big topic that everybody's been talking about, not just returning to work, but just mental health in general with us and our kids and, everything that kind of went on with this pandemic. And then building trust around vaccines. That's been an important part. I know we've been on chapter calls with, other chapters with colleagues, and there's a lot of discussion about vaccines and employees and, the public and what that all means for, safety and health. And so that is kind of what we're looking at for week 2. Week 3, it's vital to feel safe on the job. So that's just kind of basically about building a safety culture around physical and psychological safety. So there's a lot that, as individual employers that you can do under these topics. And finally, the last week is to advance your safety journey. So that's encouraging individuals and organizations for continuous improvement. And so that is a big part, of what we're all trying to do, build a good safety culture. And you can see how all of these can be, general guidelines, but you can focus on these, you can customize these to your organization, or you can come up with your own messages. I think the important part is to just really kind of make it your own. And in that, usually every year they have National Safety Council, and we as well put out different resources that are available for download. So if you want to go to that next slide, Megan. Yep. So we have these on our website. You can go to our website and just put in the search bar National Safety Month, or we have a banner kind of floating across the top. And if you click on that, it'll take you right to where you can download these resources. So we have their logo that you can use throughout the month, whether you put it on, messaging, emails, things like that, that you're sending out to your employees. There is a poster, National Safety Month poster, that's available in English and Spanish. Good to just put in break rooms, on the fridge, anywhere that, you know, people are going to be all the time. There is a safety sign for Go Green for Safety. And so that's an initiative that the National Safety Council has done every year. So you can use it different ways. As I was getting ready for work today, I looked for a green shirt and I realized apparently green's not my color, but I'm going to work on that. But I am sporting my little green ribbon. So you can do that as well. So encourage, you know, kind of fill your workspace with green this month. By wearing green, some companies and like public buildings are lighting up their buildings with green lighting in celebration of National Safety Month. And so that's what that poster's kind of, or that sign is kind of encouraging you to do. There's also a Safe at Work pledge, and that's also in English and Spanish. Now this one isn't a download per se, but that one is a link and it takes you to where you and your employees can fill out a pledge. You electronically sign it, and basically you're promising to never compromise safety, look for hazards and report them as soon as possible, and to be a good safety role model. It goes through some other steps, but that's kind of the gist of the pledge. And so we'd encourage you to kind of visit our website and direct your employees there to fill out that pledge. And the social media kit that's available, again, we have it on our website. We can send it to you as well. But in there they have images, sample posts for Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, all of that. We had some internal discussion. Is it GIF? Is it GIF? I don't know, but there's some of those on there. Facebook frames, cover photos, just different things that you can do on your own social media posts or pages, as well as your company pages. So that's a good resource, and it has a lot of information there that's just ready to use. You don't really have to think about it much, it's just there. So those are some really cool resources that we have. And again, on our webpage, or you can email us, respond to the email that Lisa sends out about, you know, attending today. You can send us an email at safety@utahsafetycouncil.org, and we can get all of those materials to you. We really want to make sure that we're encouraging you to do so. So next slide, what can you do? That's the next part, right? So we have these resources, and how can we make this work for us? One thing that we did, we've requested the governor's office to declare June as National Safety Month. And so as soon as that's signed and everything, we'll send out notification. But that's kind of a fun, you know, initiative where everybody, it gets the recognition throughout the state and everybody can kind of get behind that. But I think what you can do on your own organizational level, host internal trainings, messaging, like we talked about earlier, using that social media, individual as well as your organizational. There's nothing stopping you from participating in Go Green. So, you know, sometimes employees might need a little push to participate. And so, you know, maybe that's a little recognition or, you know, something that you can do internally, some sort of incentive for them to do that. And there is a hashtag. So we're encouraging people that if you are wearing green or your building's lit up green or whatever, to use that hashtag, you know, on social media pages. NSC can see it, we can see it, and it just kind of spreads that message. So that's kind of something fun that we can all do. Take the pledge like we talked about. And then what we're asking people to do is if you do any activities within your organizations this month, document them, send them to us. And then we will highlight on you on our social media page, our emails and things that go out, our newsletter. So we just want everybody kind of getting behind that and sharing a message. So if you do those things, make sure to email them to us at safety@utahsafetycouncil.org. Lisa gets those and she'll be sure to put that information everywhere that we can. So those are kind of just some ideas. You can certainly take it and do your own thing. We've had companies do all kinds of, you know, crazy things before, something small to something really big. And so that's the great thing about National Safety Month, is you can just really make it yours. Next, how can you do it? I think it's important to remember to make it yours. Customize your message, making sure that, it is something that your employees can, relate to and understand, and making it personal. If you're the safety person, you're a person. So make it as personal as you can, because people can relate to that. And then just engaging everybody, having a relatable message and a call to action. That's really important. What do you want them to, do this month? What are you asking them to do? How are you asking them to participate? So just making sure all of that is clear. And I'm really excited to see what people come up with. And I think June is a great month. It's fun. And I can't wait to see whatever everyone has planned. So if you have questions about any of that, feel free to give us a call, email us. We're here for you. And the next part of this webinar, we're going to talk about our council updates. But as we do that, kind of think about what we just talked about with National Safety Month and how your ideas that you're thinking of can relate to what we're doing as well. And so again, we're here to help. So I'm going to turn it over to John Wojciechowski, our president, and he's going to tell us some more council updates.
Well, hello and good morning, and thank you, Brandy. June is a big month for safety. 25 years is a long time, right, for a National Safety Month. I know 25 years ago, I was just getting out of college and I had hair and cartilage in my knees. And so 25 years is a long time. And if you've been in safety for that long, we thank you and congratulate you for helping all of us continue to make Utah the safest place to live and work. The 26 other states with chapters are also working hard to progress National Safety Month. And so let's show them how it's done here in Utah. So speaking of Utah and the Utah Safety Council, we have our annual meeting and award ceremony coming up on August 13th. This will take place at our Capitol in Salt Lake City, and it's a virtual hybrid event. So we are going to invite, some award winners to be there live to participate in the ceremony. So I would encourage everybody to make sure you get your safety nominations in by the end of the month, which is June now, so June 30th, which is just a few weeks away. And then hopefully we can see you, if not live, then virtual. We're excited about this year's annual meeting. Our guest speaker will be Sheriff Rosie Rivera, Salt Lake County Sheriff, and she's been a leader in the Utah Department of Public Safety and the law enforcement world for a long time, and we're excited to hear her message. And then as far as the formatting goes for the annual meeting, we'll be using the same platform that we used for the conference, for the virtual conference we had in March. And so it allows us to engage with virtual attendees better. And, although it's not a big live luncheon event, we're excited about what we have planned. So make sure you get your nominations in. So you can check that out. The nomination forms are on our website at utahsafetycouncil.org. And then we are knee deep in planning for next year's conference. March of 2022 will be the live and in-person conference. We're still putting the details and the budget together for that. And hopefully we can, make an announcement on dates and the location and, things that we're working on for the conference in March of 2022. So stay tuned. We plan this conference, we plan on being our next big live in-person event, assuming that everything stays in check with the COVID-19 pandemic, but we are certainly looking forward to seeing all of you and shaking hands and, having a great conference. So speaking of the pandemic and operations here at the Utah Safety Council, it's been a challenging year for us, and I'm sure it's been challenging for all of you as well. But the good news is we're starting to get busier. We're seeing, more members and, people across the state participating in our programs. We're certainly seeing more people in our traffic program, in our occupational programs. our OSHA 10s are picking up, and we're seeing more safe professionals attending our advanced safety certificate classes, and we're certainly excited about that. Our computer lab is getting far busier. We've always seen MSHA workers come, but they're continuing to come in bigger groups now. So with that, we are not checking vaccination cards in the building, but we are still requiring masks because we are seeing students from all over the state. And then in our refinery and MSHA programs, we're seeing students from all over the country. And of course, vaccination rates and that data varies from state to state and county to county in Utah. So for the sake of safety, we are requiring masks, especially when you're sitting in an all-day class in one of our classrooms, or we'll spend, several hours, going through content in our computer lab. So, so it is required. If you do not want to wear a mask while attending a class or some sort of educational content in the building, we still have all the options open for virtual. You can attend many of our classes virtually. So just giving everybody a heads up for the time being, we're kind of taking this week to week, month to month, we're still requiring masks. And if you have something coming up, or if you're sending people that, might have an issue with wearing masks here in the building, just please reach out to us and we can make accommodations to make sure that the training can still happen for everybody, and everybody's still safe, and no risk of spreading any more viruses. We want this pandemic to end as quickly as everybody else. So okay, well, that's all I have. Again, thank you. Make sure you check out the website for all the National Safety Month information, as well as the nomination forms for the awards coming up August 13th. And with that, I think I'm going to pass the baton over to Cameron, our occupational safety manager.
Yeah, well, thank you, John. Just as John said, I do the occupational safety training program here. I always like to give a calendar update, but I did just want to talk real quick on our National Safety Month here. On this one, there's obviously in occupational safety, a lot of these elements kind of go hand in hand what we're offering here. For me, some ones that stand out are week one, preventing injuries from happening before they start. That's going to be one of those things where getting your supervisors in here, getting yourselves in here to do some of the trainings that we have specifically with OSHA. Some of those are going to be some of those ones that really help. What's the framework we need to have in place to mitigate these and to really prevent them from even happening. Our OSHA compliance certificate is a really great program with that one, because in that one we're introduced initially through OSHA 10, kind of what OSHA is about, what their mission is, what they're trying to accomplish, and then from there we have elective courses that we build off of that one. Elective courses are going to be probably more supervisor focused. They're going to be, you're leaning in towards what are the specific tasks that we're doing. Where do we kind of struggle, and what's OSHA's expectation? And then we need to have somebody kind of help us interpret that information. So whether it be PPE, exit routes, things like that. This month coming up, I've got a few different courses available, of course. Fall protection is going to be one of those that kind of falls into there. We do have a fall protection in that OSHA compliance series as well. The other week 3 is another one that stood out to me in our National Safety Month here, where we do need to feel safe on the job. That's one of those where that information is really empowering. So if you have people that you're going, I don't know, use your free member benefit, get them in through an OSHA course, get them through an OSHA 10 construction, an OSHA 10 general industry. That information that people gain, it really helps employees and employers understand, what their rights are when they're at work, that they do need to feel safe, that they are empowered to feel safe. So these are all obviously elements that play into this role, into what we offer. And then the last week that I love too is Advance Your Safety Journey. If you've attended these before, you've heard me preach about the Advanced Safety Certificate. That course really offers a very unique perspective. It outlines kind of everything that your safety program needs to have in it, but then the instructors and facilitators take the approach of, okay, what do we want to focus on during this course? So you're able to take that and apply that curriculum directly to what you're doing in your program. and then you kind of have that guidance, have someone kind of behind you and say, yeah, that's the right choice. Make sure, yeah, let's keep implementing it that direction. So any of those courses in the advanced safety certificate are going to be really great courses. We have our safety management systems for business coming up on the 7th. So if you're contributing or sustaining member, make sure you're getting people into that course that is included in your membership. So it's at least worth attending or giving a try. That one you can attend either in person or virtually. So just kind of where your preference falls, just like John listed earlier. If you're saying, hey, I don't want to be wearing one of those masks this whole time, great, attend it virtually. If you don't have an issue, you don't like attending courses virtually, that works too. We've got hybrid courses here, so come for that one. If you haven't signed up, there's still time to sign up for that one. If you don't know how, reach out to me, myself, or Lisa. We can help you get signed up for that. We have our forklift operator course coming up on the 9th. That course is going to be, it's more of a forklift operator safety course. We can't do the equipment and sign people off here, but we do offer kind of a level with that one. What we do is we offer the 4-hour safety course here, and then we set up a time and we can come and do actually the checkoff for your 4 operators on that one as well. We have our machine guarding, just like I mentioned, that one's part of the OSHA compliance series. That one's coming up on the 11th. That's going to go over what OSHA is specifically expecting and how you navigate those codes of federal regulation within, your operations for machinery. We have our POSH course. That's the keystone course of the advanced safety certificate. So that one's going to be a 4-day course from the 22nd through the 25th. We do have open seats for that one, and that is a hybrid course. You can attend that here in person, or you can attend it virtually. We have our confined spaces coming up on the 25th, and then hazard communication coming up on the 30th. So those are the ones we've got coming up. Obviously, if you don't see something that you need in there, or any of these weeks stand out and say, hey, we'd like to be prepared, help our people feel more safe, but we don't see specific needs here, reach out to me. If we don't offer something, if I don't have instructors who have had experience in that directly, I'd be surprised first off, but then from there, I could definitely have other references, different ways to help you get that training done. So that pretty much covers it for my occupational program. I'm going to send it over to Kenzie to run us through our emergency care program.
Perfect. Thanks, Cameron. So my name is Kenzie. I'm the Emergency Care Program Manager here at the Utah Safety Council. We have our member benefit course coming up on June 17th. You can use that free member benefit, and then we have the member discount on that as well. We have a community class on Saturday mornings once a month. On that one's June 26th. And then we have our instructor course June 9th through the 11th. This is full, so we do have one coming up in August as well, but if any spots open up, just email me and I can get you into that spot. You can use that workplace safety scholarship for the instructor course, and so you can, if you're a Utah-based business with up to 250 employees, or you can get up to 50% off onto that. So talking about the safety month, where week 3, where it's talking about it's vital to feel safe on the job and be oneself without fear of retaliation. So I see this a lot being an instructor. You have a lot of students who are afraid to ask questions and raise their hands with the fear of getting it wrong. And so I think it's really important that we're putting this in the safety industry where it's okay to be wrong and ask those questions and have something, put in place for reporting unsafe scenes and those kind of things. We did a tour out at the airport probably almost like 2 years ago, and they had QR codes that people could scan and report unsafe things anonymously. They saw a lot of increase on those kind of things. So just using different things where everyone feels comfortable in reporting safety and asking questions is key to a safer environment. And that is my program update. So I'll send you to Megan.
Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Megan. I'm the manager of the MSHA Refinery Training Program here at Utah Safety Council. So just a bit of an update for MSHA first. We do have the dates for our upcoming MSHA classes shared on the screen right there. So we are offering MSHA Surface annual refreshers every Monday. We didn't have one yesterday because it's Memorial Day, but we did move it to Wednesday. So if you need that this week, we are still having our class tomorrow. We do have a MSHA new minor surface class this week and also the week of the 23rd through the 25th. And of course, we are offering the introduction to work environment tours the Saturdays after those surface and new minor classes. And it is time for our quarterly underground classes. So that is happening this week also. So if you need to renew your underground certification, if you are a new underground miner and you need that class, we are offering that the new underground miner starting tomorrow through Saturday. And then we have our underground refresher on Friday. So that is on June 4th. So my whole thing for MSHA is week 4 for the advancing your safety journey. I understand that, you know, and the refinery and MSHA are kind of the same. You get your certificate and fantastic, you're good, you can go to work. But safety is a lot more than just getting a certificate. It's understanding the process, and it's a continual advancement of your safety program. So for MSHA, what I love to do is actually attend the quarterly stakeholder meeting put on by MSHA. So they do have one coming up this month on June 9th. So if you go to the MSHA website, msha.gov, and go to their upcoming events, they will have the stakeholder meeting listed right there. Click on that and it will have a spot for you to RSVP for that. It's a really quick form, just putting in your name and your title and, you know, the company that you're working with and your contact information. They will send you an invite to that meeting. Anyone can attend it. Anyone in the mining industry will find it very interesting. I attend it every quarter when, you know, I don't have conflicts, but they have upcoming information on new training materials, on new things that they're working on, things that they want people in the mining industry to be aware of. It's just a very informative meeting. It only takes about an hour. And also when you're filling out that form, they actually have a spot for you to enter in your questions, and they will actually answer all of your questions at the end of the meeting. So if you have those burning questions that you just haven't been able to get answered, that is a fantastic time. You'll actually have an MSHA representative address your questions and your concerns. So it's a really great experience. So I would suggest definitely attending that if you are in the mining industry. For refinery, we do have, of course, our in-person refinery training this month. We have Basic Orientation Plus on June 8th and June 22nd. The refresher is still being offered in the lab Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday every week. Please call ahead to make reservations for that. Seating is limited in our computer lab. And then, of course, for UITC, we have a UITC class happening today. And then we also have one on the 15th and the 29th. And just remember that Basic Orientation Plus is if you're going to be working at the Holly Refinery. UITC is you're going to be working at Big West, Chevron, Silver Eagle, or Marathon. That is the program that we created for those refineries, and that is the one that they do prefer for their contractors to take. So for this one, the really only thing that I can say about refinery is that it is overseen by OSHA. So again, don't just take the certificate and think that you're good to go. If you're a safety person, really look at Cameron's classes that he's offering right now. I mean, it's really easy to see refinery and our OSHA classes as kind of separate. We don't really see a whole lot of crossover for that, but I mean, the refinery industry that isn't taking those OSHA classes, they're really missing out on a lot. I've taken them myself, the POSH class, the safety management techniques, the training courses. I mean, they're absolutely fantastic. And as a former safety officer, I really wish I had taken those as I was in the actual safety industry, because I've learned so much, and I'm really excited to get back out there again and be in a position like that, because I mean, I've learned so much here that I can apply to that. So be sure to be looking at his classes, see how you can really advance your safety program. I think they'll be really great. Reach out to either me or Cameron if you have any questions. We're always happy to help, and we're always here. So, okay, I'm going to hand you over to Nicole now to talk about our traffic safety program. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Megan. Okay, yep. Nicole here with Traffic Safety. Just here to remind you to invest in your employees, arm them with skills and tips on safe driving. Get your staff registered for defensive driving. We can come to your facility to teach a class, or you can get your employee trained to teach your staff. Just email me at nrilk@utahsafetycouncil.org. For the month of June, we are proud to celebrate National Safety Month, and here at the Traffic Safety Program, we want to highlight some of the kits that we offer for free to members. we have 2 kits. We have a distracted driving kit, and we also offer a cell phone kit. So inside our distracted driving kit, you will receive a 5-minute safety talk and a PowerPoint presentation, quizzes, and videos, and posters you can print off, and much more. You'll also receive a pledge for your employees to remind them to not drive distracted. Inside our cell phone kit, we offer resources to help you either build and implement a policy or to create a policy, and a pocket policy card for cell phone use. These step-by-step instructions and resources will help you make the most of your safety meetings. Simply email me a request and which kit you would like, and I will email it over to you. Now I will turn the time over to Lisa.
Great. Thank you so much, Nicole. Let's see here. So just quickly, those 2 kits that Nicole she's talking about, we've got those available, and then we've got so many more amazing, great driving resources on our website as well. And I know that Nicole and I are working really hard to make sure that businesses and organizations know that we do teach those defensive driving classes, and we can help your organization do that as well. So we're excited to kind of engage more with people on that. So yes, if you are interested in those kits, please let us know, and Nicole will get them to you ASAP. Awesome. Okay. So next up, I wanted to quickly talk about what's coming up for membership benefits, what classes are coming up, and making sure that everybody's taking advantage of those. And then we will make sure that we have all of our resources together, and we'll wrap up. But on this slide, I wanted to just share, I know we kind of mentioned it quickly, but all of these together now. We've got our next free member benefit courses. Our next OSHA 10 for construction is in September. And I know we've kind of talked about it. So if there's something that you've got needs that are sooner than September for OSHA 10 on construction, please let us know, because we have other options too. This is just kind of what we have right now, for now, set in stone, but we're always changing and adding. Just please reach out. So we've got that one in September, and then the general industry, let's see, what's that? Okay, it looks like, yeah. So I guess that must have changed. So we'll make sure in our wrap up email as well to include links to these classes too. Okay, so we've got the OSHA 10s coming up, and those are free with your membership. So make sure that you're taking advantage of it. And like Cameron had mentioned before, maybe it's something you're doing and you're taking advantage of it, but you get that class every year. So maybe it's maybe this year you send one of the supervisors or a team lead, kind of share the wealth there and make sure everybody's getting some knowledge there. Kind of the same deal with the first aid, CPR, and AED. That course is on the 17th. That's the free one. And again, like Kenzie mentioned, we do have a community class and we do have instructor courses. So make sure to check our calendar for that. But this is the next free membership benefit, first aid, CPR, and AED course. And then the one I love talking about, and it's something we only teach like 2, maybe 3 times a year. But I like to talk about it when it's close because it is such a good one that we really believe in and like to teach and provide for our members. It's the safety management systems, it's strategies for business. And this one is free for our sustaining and contributing members. and it's only half a day. It's 8 to 12. Like Cameron was mentioning, we have those hybrid classes where you can come in person if you want. You can be virtual if you want, and you're all looking at the same instructor. You're all participating together, so you're not missing out on that experience. And so this is just one of my favorites because it's so applicable at any level, right? If you're starting your safety program, if you're, you know, knee deep in it, if you feel like you've got the most killer safety program ever and you're done even adding to it, you know, it's applicable to everybody because you can either start or use it to validate and check what you have, or, you know, fine tune and tweak. So like I had mentioned, it's only a couple of times a year, and if you are a sustaining and contributing member, make sure you're taking advantage of that. Also, if you're a general member, it's a great reason to upgrade to sustaining or contributing. Reach out to me and I can help you with that, and we'll make sure it's fair and reasonable, but it's absolutely a great resource that I like to share. So that one's coming up. So still sign up for that. Okay, so on our next slide, I wanted to actually, you know what, I'm sorry, back up, Megan, that was my fault. I've got the Zoom link over the side, and so I missed what I wanted to say about our next Start with Safety. We do have our next Start with Safety. We did meet week before last or last week, just to make sure we had kind of on the books what we wanted, and we did end up tweaking it a little bit to make it super beneficial and timely and applicable for our members. So on July 1st, we're going to talk about managing hate emergencies. Some things you can do to prevent those, just some best practices, good ideas, and we'll discuss that. The one I'm getting really excited for is in August. That one, we're going to talk about leveling up your safety program. I think we kind of got a little bit inspired as well by the 4th week of National Safety Month. You know, just augmenting that and what's the next steps. And you know, most of us know that as a safety program manager, as running a safety program or being in the safety world, your job is never done. Your program isn't, you don't just set it up and hand it off. It's always evolving and getting better and leveling up, right? So just kind of discussing that as a team, we just got excited about ideas that we could share to help organizations kind of level up their safety program and level up their safety experience. So we're looking forward to that one. We also have some of our guests from WCF. I know some of you guys have worked with them before as well, but when I was talking to them about Workplace Safety Week, I had mentioned that we were planning on doing this Start with Safety to level up your safety program. They got really excited and wanted to join and participate as well. So they're going to be sharing some free resources. We're going to be sharing some free resources, and we're just going to talk about ideas and benchmark ways to just level up your safety program. And then in September, we're going to talk about occupant protection safety. What's occupant protection? It's seatbelts, right? So we work, you know, seatbelts impact us at work, at home, like on the road, obviously, and at home in our personal lives. And there's a lot of rules when it comes to seatbelts. There's a lot of best practices, and there's a lot of resources out there when it comes to helping people remember to buckle up and why they buckle up. A lot of kids stuff. I know we're going to talk about car seat stuff, and why does that even have anything to do with, you know, safety in the workplace? And so we will talk about occupant protection as it relates to safety in the workplace, and how, you know, making sure that kids are buckled relates as well. So we'll talk about occupant protection and some of the regulations behind it, some of the best practices, and some of the best ways that we can get people to recognize that and keep the conversation going about seatbelts, and keep the focus there. So that will be a really interesting one as well. We do have some guests planned that I'll let Nicole announce at a later date. So we're really excited about the Start with Safety for this summer and into the fall. We will continue to kind of tweak it and make sure that it's what is good. You might see a survey within the next month or two go out, but we enjoy doing Start with Safety, and we want to hear that it's impactful and that it's going well for you guys as well. So please continue to join us. And if you have feedback, we're happy to hear it. Okay, the next slide I wanted to share As we kind of wrap up and get started on National Safety Month, I was looking at what membership benefits people were using in May. I've talked to a few of our member organizations, and I put, this is our top 5 list for this month. Safety awards is kind of at the top, right? Because our applications and nominations are due at the end of at the end of June, right? Now, this is a really important thing to do for your team. It doesn't take a ton of time to fill out the forms. It doesn't take a ton of time to submit it. You don't have to pay any additional fees. There's not, you know, you don't have to submit a check with your purchase order and your application, right? You don't have to do any of that. You just download the applications from our website and complete what you qualify for and get that over to us. And then if you qualify for those awards, you'll receive those awards. We will do that during our annual meeting and award event. As John mentioned, it will be, we're going to live stream from the state capitol, and we're going to have Rosie Rivera as our keynote. We're also going to invest in some great resources to help us make it a good, engaging event. So we look forward to people participating there. So get your applications in, and then also make sure to sign up for that virtual event. And we'll include a link on how to sign up for that. But we will be doing that on August 13th. And again, it will be live stream kind of a hybrid virtual type event. But either way, even if you can't make that event, please make sure you fill out the applications and get those awards for your team. It's always important to recognize safety achievements, and we've just gone through quite a year. So let's get the credit where we can. Okay, safety management systems for business. I kind of already mentioned that one, as it's one of my favorite resources to share with people. So that is important, and it's coming up in June. I kind of like to mention consulting when I talk about that as well, because a really great way to do it is to participate in safety management systems for business, and then afterwards get that 2-hour consulting, so that you kind of get the basics of the safety program and you have an idea of what your program is and what you need. And then you can have one of our instructors, one of our safety professionals come in and give you that 2-hour attention on where to focus and what would be the best things to do for you and for your organization. So I kind of like to talk about those in conjunction. Now, consulting is a benefit for our sustaining members, and they have a 2-hour consulting session available to them every year within 100 miles radius of the Utah Safety Council. And now we're even kind of saying that if you don't meet that radius, or you kind of want to have a closed workspace, we can do that virtually. So keep that in mind. And then if you are a general or contributing member, it might be worth upgrading for something like that. Having just an outside opinion come in every year, or even just once or twice. It's also something that if, maybe you're a general member, you don't want to become a sustaining member or contribute, that's okay. You can still pay for that consulting at a 30% discount, and it's super valuable, worth every penny above and beyond to have somebody come in and validate and just double check. Super great. So consulting is important and part of what we offer. So I just want to make sure that doesn't get forgotten. Streaming is good, and why I always try to talk about that, but especially for this month. I know Brandy talked about the resources that we have from National Safety Council and what areas of focus that we have each week that we can focus on. Streaming is kind of where I go when I'm starting to search for resources, or if I have a topic in mind. It's kind of where I start, because there's the videos, but then there's also the resources that kind of come with it. There's Word documents with certifications, logs, outlines and stuff, and you can kind of steal those, put your own stuff on them, and move forward. So maybe think about what you'd like to do. Go into the streaming site, and it looks a little different. If you have any issues in the streaming library, if you don't know where to go, you don't know how to get there, I will make sure to include a link on our follow-up email, but you're always welcome to reach out to me. It's one of my favorite things to show people. So I'd love to show you how to access that and what resources are available. They've also kind of recategorized some things and added some resources, and it looks a little bit different. So don't panic if you log in and it says Streamly, or it just kind of looks a little different. It's better, and it continues to get better. So they're always adding industries and categories and new videos, new media and resources. So that is kind of my plug for the streaming. And then the last one there on that list is the toolkits and the Safety Month resources. So I know Nicole has the 2 driving toolkits that are super important. And then Brandy shared what we have from NSC. That's great too. Streaming, I like to go there for resources. And then also on our website, we've got a lot of things. And then easiest way to do it is just to do a search. And on the National Safety Council website, there's a lot of things there as well. So just the Safety Month stuff and those toolkits, using those is just that's gonna help you with celebrating National Safety Month, continuing the safety conversation, and making sure that your safety program is addressing safety needs as relative and as they come through. So I would really encourage you to lean into those toolkits and make sure that you get those resources and share those with your team. So do you want to go to the next slide there, Megan? I just kind of put this back on the end. I know Brandy kind of talked about it, but just as a reminder, I get excited and off in the weeds all the time about all the things that are out there and that are available for me to share. And so just kind of quickly, just on her last slide, she talked about making it impactful for your team. You know what your team, what they're interested in, what their learning styles are, what would catch their attention, what would make it memorable for them. So, kind of just a reminder, take what we have, but then kind of make it your own. Just, you know how to engage with them best. So please feel free to do that. And then making it personal, making sure that they know that you care. One of my favorite things that I used to say it, and then Cameron and I were somewhere and I said it and they said, say that again, say that again. And so now I kind of say it and realize what it really means, but people don't care how much you know. Like, we're safety professionals, we're know-it-alls, we know actually this regulation, that's us. But they don't care how much we know until they know that we care about it. So people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So this is such an amazing opportunity this month to be able to show your team that you care about safety and where your loyalties lie and what's important to you as a safety professional. And that will help them on their safety journey and recognize that, safety is personal, and safety is something that, unless it's personal, we can't be safe without each other. So this is a great opportunity to show your team that you do care. They probably know. You're probably amazing at sharing how much you care, but it's a great opportunity to kind of further show that. And then making it engaging and memorable and having a message or a call to action. I spoke with one team that did, what they wanted to do is really focus on some tabletop exercises so that they were prepared when certain inspections or audits came through. And so kind of what they did was turn it into a kind of more of a cosplay, and they all kind of wore their superheroes outfits, and they had their roles of what they did for work, but they're going to remember the day they went to work dressed like Superman to do their tabletop exercise on egress. That's just going to stick out, and so they're going to remember that. So think of things to make it memorable and have a message or a call to action, even if it's just start each day with safety or something that just brings people's focus back to safety. That right there is a simple call to action, but it's effective and it's okay. So that is kind of our suggestion on National Safety Month. We've got the resources and the tools, so please reach out if you're missing anything or if you have additional topics or ideas that you want to share, we're happy to share those as well. And then Brandy did mention, please share what you do, because we want to hear about it. We want to see it. We want to share it for next year. It's our 25th anniversary for National Safety Month, and that's a big deal, and we're excited to do that this month. We're going to put some of those social media toolkit items to use. We're going to start on that today as well. So we hope you do the same, and we hope that you share with us, send us an email, and we'll be happy to share that with everyone too. So thank you again for joining us for Start With Safety. We will see you next month, which I believe is July 1st, for heat emergency awareness and what you can do for that. So again, I will send out a follow-up email, and please feel free to reach out and check our website for any more information that you might want. Thanks, and have a very safe month.